Chapter 366, Land Spirit. Thud. A dull sound echoed with dust flying everywhere. Fang Yuan fell flat on his face on the ground. Although he fell from a high altitude, it was only for a short time before he landed, thus he survived. Spit, spit, spit. Fang Yuan sprawled on the ground and spitted grass and mud out of his mouth, a sore pain spreading throughout his body as he felt stifled. Where is this? He took slow, deep breaths and stood up awkwardly before looking at his surroundings. It was a scenery of green. Fang Yuan felt like he was in a grassland. The grass rustled with the light wind and countless flowers of all colors formed a tapestry that spread to the horizon. Far away, there was a tall and precipitous crystal mountain. The crystal mountain was half translucent and was pink like a scene from dreams. From his position, Fang Yuan could clearly see human silhouettes climbing the mountain. Compared to the crystal mountain, these figures were very small like ants. The first person to ascend to the peak will obtain Hu immortal inheritance. Suddenly, Fang Yuan recalled the mysterious girl's words. Who was that mysterious little girl? Could they really inherit Hu immortal inheritance by climbing this mountain? While Fang Yuan was indulging in his doubts, Lord Sky Crane's anxious voice appeared from inside him. Stupid disciple, what are you still hesitating for? Quickly go climb that dang Hun mountain. Master. Fang Yuan was both startled and happy. Who was that little girl? And why can't I use any goo? Get a move on already. Grasp every second. I will explain to you. Listen properly. Lord Sky Crane hurriedly explained, Hu immortal inheritance is not a small matter. It is an intact Gu immortal inheritance. There can only be one inheritor. Whoever obtains it will soar to the top and will have a huge chance to become an immortal. As for the others, they will obtain no benefits or rewards. The little girl you saw just before is the Hu immortal inheritance. As long as you ascend to the peak first, you will become her master and obtain the Gu immortal inheritance. Fang Yuan ran while gazing at the peak. He had lived in southern border, and there were many mountains there. He naturally knew the logic of the mountain, appearing close, but was actually very far away. Master. I am very far away from this crystal mountain while they are already climbing it. The gap is too huge. I also cannot use movement goo. How can I win? Lord Sky Crane snorted. Ignorant. This is Hu immortal blessed land. This place is not like anything else. Although Hu immortal has already passed away, her will still exists. Your movement goo has already been sealed by Hu immortal's will. Naturally, you can't use it. Others are also the same. They can't use any goo. You can only rely on your own physical strength to ascend to the peak and finish this test. Fang Yuan could not help being dispirited. I can't use movement goo, and there is such a huge gap. How can I catch up to them? Strange. We entered the gatehouse one after another. How could the gap be so huge? Lord Sky Crane laughed. This is a Gu immortal blessed land. The time flow here is different. A day in the outside world is 5 days here. You guys entered the gatehouse one by one, and the time difference was short. But once you enter here, the time difference is suddenly pulled apart. Otherwise, why would there be the great competition to decide the ranking? Each rank represents a certain advantage. The last ranked person basically doesn't have any hope to win. So it was like that. Fang Yuan only then realized the importance of obtaining a good ranking in the great competition. Unfortunately, he lacked power and his strength could not compare to others. The 10 great sects were the heads of Central Continent. They had a lot of hidden talents with extremely profound foundations. Even Southern Border's top clans could not compare to them. In this generation of elite disciples like Fang Yuan, Fairy Bai Xia, Gu Ting, and Wei Wushang were only second tier. The first tier were disciples like Feng Jin Huang, Yingxing Ji, and Xiaoqi Xing. They had powerful background and the support of Gu immortals. From the very start, they received meticulous nurturing. A huge amount of resources were provided to them, with them never lacking anything, and occasionally, Gu immortal level existences would personally instruct and guide them in their cultivation. Comparatively speaking, Fang Yuan was only a countryside boy. Although he had some fortuitous encounters, they could not compare to the support of Gu immortals. My ranking is not high. I can't do anything about. I already given my best in the great competition. Almost all of my iron-beak flying cranes have died. Fang Yuan felt regret and also helplessness. As he kept on thinking, he suddenly felt something amiss. Master, since Gu worms cannot be used here, how come you were able to talk to me? Master, you still had this secret. You are really amazing. Ha ha ha. Lord Sky Crane could not help but laugh loudly. Stupid disciple, you finally realized this? But you were overestimating your master. I was only a rank 5 while alive and after death. My soul is residing in the spirit incubating flea. I have nothing left. The reason I can talk to you is because of our immortal crane sect's supreme elder lord Feng Yuan. Fang Yuan, you need to remember, in this world, only Gu immortals can contend with Gu immortals. Supreme elder Feng Yuan? Fang Yuan was filled with shock. Immortal crane sect had many Gu immortals. Among them was Feng Yuan. To think he would be somewhat involved with him. Lord Sky Crane meaningfully said, Fang Yuan, whose immortal inheritance is not a small matter, it has a land spirit. That is to say, this blessed land has its own will. Even a Gu immortal can't get through force. Land spirits are innocent and stubborn, inheriting their original master's obsession. If a Gu immortal forcefully attacks, even if the land spirit can't resist it, it could choose to self-destruct and destroy the blessed land. The Gu master that made the forceful attack would also suffer injuries in vain and would have disastrous losses, and all their efforts would become futile. Thus, they sent you elite disciples. In this great competition, Feng Jinhuang from Spirit Affinity House is truly amazing. This girl could be said to be a genius among geniuses, arrogantly looking down at the crowd, a phoenix among people. Your strength is inadequate, and it is normal for you to be defeated by her. But our immortal crane sect has not necessarily lost. You are our immortal crane sect's hope for reversal. Me. Fang Yuan could not help opening his eyes wide as he had never expected there to be such a huge hope entrusted to him. He suddenly realized. This contest for who immortal inheritance looked like a contest among the elite disciples of the 10 sects. But actually was the battle between the 10 great sections. Disciples like him were the chess pieces while the Gu immortals of the 10 sects were the players. They arranged the pieces from behind the scenes and contested against each other, and he himself was the ignorant secret weapon chosen by the immortal crane sect. Master, isn't the sect having too much expectations for me? I can't use any Gu now. How can I be the winner? Hee. Lord Sky Crane proudly laughed. Fang Yuan, do you know what this crystal mountain is? This is the Dang Hun Mountain in the Legends of Renzu. Dang Hun Mountain. Fang Yuan gave a startled cry. Legends of Renzu had spread over the world. Fang Yuan naturally knew of this famous Dang Hun Mountain. Lord Sky Crane continued. As long as any living creatures enter the range of Dang Hun Mountain, their soul would receive a shock. The closer they get to the peak, the stronger the force of the shock would be. Many living beings don't have strong souls and their soul would often scatter when they reach halfway up the mountain. Naturally, this is a righteous path inheritance and isn't as dangerous as a demonic path inheritance. Dang Hun Mountain's might has already been suppressed by the land spirit, giving you elite disciples a chance of ascending to the peak. If someone is unable to continue, they would be sent out by the land spirit. That is to say, there is no risk to your lives. Lord Sky Crane's tone became solemn. Fang Yuan, the thing I am about to say is very important. Listen carefully. You experienced the destruction of your entire clan at a young age, and the killer was your own big brother. You are determined to take revenge, and your will is firm. Surviving this terrible event had tempered your soul to become stronger than your peers. But there is still a gap when compared to people like Feng Jinhuang and Shaoqi Xing. But you don't need to be dejected. The ingenuity of Lord Feng Yang's plan lies here. He used secret methods to resuscitate spirit incubating flea. Next, I will use my soul to support you and push you towards the peak of Dang Hun Mountain. Lord Sky Crane was a rank 5 Gu master. He had gone through innumerable difficulties throughout his life, and at the same time with his long age. He had gained plentiful experience, and the strength of his soul naturally far surpassed the disciples like Feng Jinhuang and Shaoqi Xing. These geniuses might be at their prime with limitless future prospects. But right now, the foundation of their soul could not compare to Lord Sky Crane. Fang Yuan was both happy and worried. With Master's help, I have a chance at winning. But if we cheat like this, won't it be unfair? If other Gu immortals discover it, what would we do? Lord Sky Crane snorted and reprimanded. Stupid kid, this is not cheating but ability and talent. We are obtaining the Gu immortal inheritance with our ability and talent. This is fair. Don't worry, behind you is Immortal Crane's sect, and with Lord Feng Yang protecting you, other Gu immortals won't act against you. Moreover, Gu immortals can't enter the Blessed Land. If they enter the Blessed Land, they will suffer the counterattack from the land spirit. Thus, even if they discover some clues, they can only watch helplessly. Haha, the land spirit is so amazing? Even Gu immortals are not its match? Fang Yuan felt surprised. One side will go all out while the other side has to restrain themselves. Moreover, land spirit has blended in with the blessed land, and in the blessed land, Land Spirit is an immortal deity able to control the whole blessed land. Controlling the Land Spirit means controlling the blessed land. Lord Sky Crane laughed. Realization dawned upon Feng Zheng. Ah, I understand. That little girl we saw is the Land Spirit. Haha. Lord Sky Crane laughed. Disciple, you aren't so stupid after all, finally realizing it. That's right. That little girl is who immortal Land Spirit. Now charge forward bravely. This dang Hun mountain is extremely difficult to climb. It would at least take a year or so. Just in case, I won't speak much from now, and will only secretly help you. With my help, you have at least 80% chance of seizing Hu Immortal Inheritance. As long as you get the Hu Immortal Inheritance, you can rise rapidly, turning from beggar to tycoon and become fat from just one bite. This is ascending to the heavens in one step. I understand, Master. I will do my very best, and not disappoint you. Feng Zheng's fierce eyes flashed with a firm and courageous light. Go, the whole Immortal Crane sect is looking at you. Lord Sky Crane spurred Feng Zheng on with one sentence and made his blood boil. Feng Zheng felt extremely energetic. Chapter 367. It is not easy to be a godfather these days. Several months later, southern border, Sancha Mountain. In a spacious cave lighted with bright lights, a huge banquet was being held where Gu masters drank and gambled, and fragrance of various dishes permeated the air. Come, 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 everyone. Eat and drink to your fill. No need to feel uncomfortable. Century Boy was sitting on the main seat. He looked around and greeted everyone with a loud voice. Century Boy was wearing a black robe and looked like a Tinder boy, but was actually over 180 years old. In this world. Under normal circumstances, a human's lifespan was only around 100 years. If one wanted to increase their lifespan, the best method was to find lifespan goo. However, lifespan goo were extremely rare and thus difficult to find. Humans were the spirit of all living beings. Who would mind having a long life? Thus, they thought of many other methods. Century Boy was one such example. Although he did not find lifespan goo, he possessed return to childhood goo, which accumulated his life force and slowly released them, gaining the effect of longevity. The disadvantage of this method was his body and appearance were fixed to have a child's physique. Century Boy had rank 4 upper stage cultivation and at the same time possessed over 180 years of experience. He was truly a part of the senior generation of demonic path. He had become astute with age and had visited a lot of places. He liked holding feasts and entertaining all kinds of people. Sometimes, he also gave pointers to some newcomers and imparted some of his experience. In the demonic path, he had the reputation of guiding the younger generation. Some demonic goo masters who received his pointers recognized him as their godfather. As time passed, Century Boy had gathered a whole group of godsons and goddaughters, forming a rather enormous force. Among those participating in the banquet today, many were his godsons and goddaughters. There were also distinguished guests like Rock Lizard Li Chang and Fiery Star Bao Tong. They were all famous demonic path figures and could not be underestimated. Shang Clan's Ihua is truly powerful. He suppressed the other 4 rank 4 peak stage experts. Currently on Sancha Mountain, no one wants to fight him. Gu Refinement Grandmaster Feng Tianyu has arrived and has agreed to refine Gu for Ihua. I am not sure what Gu he is refining, but Ihua's fighting strength is sure to become more powerful. In the banquet, the most talked discussion was naturally about the current situation of Sancha Mountain. Ihua came from Shang Clan and represented the righteous path. His power and influence was huge, suppressing all the demonic Gu masters on Sancha Mountain. They could not even fight properly as they were fearful. Ihua might be strong, but he is only rank 4 peak stage. If Taiba Xiu was still alive, he could definitely contend with him, and Ihua would not have been in such a bright limelight like now. The moment Taiba Xiu was mentioned, everyone inevitably thought of Fang Yuan. A few days ago, Little Beast King killed Yutsong. This is the 4th strength path Gu master he has killed in just this month. Someone whispered. Why Yutsong was a strength path Gu master and was from Yu clan, which was a small middle-sized clan. Ever since Fang Yuan killed Taiba Xiu, his momentum increased tremendously and he looked for trouble again and again, killing both demonic path and righteous path Gu masters. This awe-inspiring, fierce, and brutal name shook Sancha Mountain. Century Boy's ears twitched, and his expression turned unsightly when his keen sense heard Little Beast King. Fang Yuan killed Sky Tiger Shui since Si, who was his goddaughter. He had been proclaiming he would find trouble with Fang Yuan. However, after Fang Yuan killed Taiba Xiu, he immediately gave in and did not talk of Fang Yuan again. Little Beast King might be strong, but it is because of Three Kings' inheritance. He knows many secrets regarding the inheritance, and thus every time he enters the inheritance, his gains are much more than ours. Li Xian, you have made deals with him, and know much more about his situation. Is this not the case? Rock Lizard Li Chang suddenly spoke loudly. Li Xian nodded. Indeed it is so. In these few months, Little Beast King has sold some of the secrets of Three Kings' inheritance many times. The information he gave is mostly correct and has been verified. For example, you can disturb Harry Min's Gu refinement process in the earlier stages of King Xian inheritance. There are also some of his experiences regarding King Quan inheritance. Little Beast King definitely knows much more important secrets and is hiding them deep in his heart. His luck has come. He really made it big this time. His strength has been increasing by relying on Three Kings' inheritance. Now, he is one of the most popular candidates to inherit Three Kings' inheritance. Fiery Star Baotong said as he drank wine, his tone filled with admiration and envy. Fang Zheng is getting stronger, and he has replaced his goo worms to much better ones as well. In these few months, he and Bai Ningbing has been moving together. They are simply a pair of wretched murderous couple. These two are villains colluding together. Who knows how many have suffered from their treacherous attacks. Little Beast King has extremely big ambitions. From the time he arrived at Sancha Mountain to now, he has repeatedly challenged Strength Path Gu Masters. Recently, he has again claimed to become the #1 in Strength Path and recover the glory of the ancient Strength Path. Fortunately, I am not a Strength Path Gu Master. Everyone discussed and commented. Fang Yuan only took the initiative to fight Strength Path Gu Masters. This caused Strength Path Gu Masters to be in danger, while Gu Masters of other paths watched on from the side with an attitude of taking joy in others' misfortune. Although Fang Yuan's actions were unbridled, he did not provoke public anger. On one hand, he was powerful and could also fly, truly not an easy enemy. On another hand, he took the initiative to reveal many information on Three Kings' inheritance which caused many people to fawn upon him. Finally, he only went against Strength Path Gu Masters, only dealing with people of the same path, and did not blindly provoke other Gu Masters. Century Boy, you need to be careful. From what I remember, you are also a Strength Path Gu Master, right? Fang Jing, that brute is mean and devious, and completely unreasonable, cruel and tyrannical. Rock Lizard Li Chang stared deeply at Century Boy, seemingly persuading him with good intentions. Century Boy sighed inwardly. How could he have imagined Fang Yuan to be so violent? Sigh, each generation brings forth new geniuses. Nowadays, newcomers are appearing in flocks. A few years ago, there was Emma Wu Tian, and now Little Beast King has appeared. This world is becoming increasingly tough. It is not easy to even be a godfather. Century Boy thought like that inwardly, but on the surface he was still tough. Humph. When heavens want someone dead, it will first make them mad and violent. This Little Beast King has become madder and more violent. He is not far from reaching death's door. He killed my goddaughter Shui Sensi. I will take revenge sooner or later. But there is no need to hurry. Wait till Three Kings' inheritance is over and I will slowly settle the scores with him. The important matter is Three Kings' inheritance. Saying so, he reminded his godsons and goddaughters present in the banquet. You guys also need to understand the logic of important things first. Three Kings' inheritance is an opportunity that seldom appears in 100 years. You need to grasp it as much as possible or else you will regret it for your lifetime. What he meant was, you guys better avoid any conflicts with Little Beast King. Godfather is right. Godfather's words are reasonable and thought-provoking. Revenge is a dish best served cold. This Little Beast King won't be able to keep bouncing for long. He killed Tai Ba Shui and chased Tai Clan's young master. We will talk after he is hunted down by Tai Clan. I heard people saying Tai clansmen have already secretly arrived at Sancha Mountain. Godfather, wait till my cultivation reaches rank 4. There won't be a need for Godfather to make a move. I will be able to deal with Little Beast King. Little Beast King won't remain proud for long. Under my thunderclap goo, there won't even be a corpse left of him. These goddaughters and godsons talked one after another. Some expressed great loyalty and said they would go through any difficulties for Century Boy. Some even fawned, saying it was not worth for Century Boy to deal with Fang Yuan. Some judged the situation and bluntly said Fang Yuan's joy would not last long. All right. You are my godchildren. It was not in vain for me to have guided you. Century Boy laughed loudly. Right at this time, a voice suddenly came in from outside the cave. Century Boy, I am Fang Zheng. Get out. The merrymaking just before, the clamorous banquet suddenly turned into deathly quietness. Little Beast King, How could he come find trouble here? Everyone's eyes opened wide and looked at each other in shock. This was especially the case with Century Boy and his godsons and goddaughters. They were all stupefied and did not know what to do, not daring to utter a word. Right. This is Little Beast King's voice. It seems he really came. Li Xian held back his smile and broke the silence. Rock Lizard Li Chong, Fiery Star Bao Tong, and others all put their wine cups down with grave expressions. Crash. Century Boy smashed his wine cup on the table. Then he gritted his teeth and shouted to the outside, "Little Beast King, I am here. What can I do for you?" Fang Yuan's voice immediately came from outside the cave. "Humph, Century Boy, you held such a huge banquet and invited all the heroes, but you actually didn't invite me? Are you looking down on me? You don't need to apologize. It is already too late for apologies. Since you are also a Strength Path Master, then come out and exchange moves with me." When Century Boy heard this, he was startled, indignant, and furious. Fang Yuan's appearance made him startled. Fang Yuan's brashness made him indignant. And Fang Yuan's such words that made it seem like Century Boy was really going to apologize made him angry. However, Century Boy did not want to fight to the death with Fang Yuan. He looked around and shouted with a furious tone, "Little Beast King, don't be too insolent. You came here to find trouble and have no consideration for anyone. You are simply looking down on all the numerous heroes here. I will tell you honestly, Lord Rock Lizard Li Chang is here. There is also Lord Fiery Star Bao Tong and also young Master Li Xian, who is an emerging talent of the demonic path. Are you here to court death?" With these words, everyone in the banquet had different expressions, inwardly cursing this treacherous Century Boy who wanted to pull them down with him. However, Fang Yuan said, "Century Boy, you coward, the people you have invited are all heroes. But I can clearly tell you that I came to find trouble. But not with others. I came to find trouble especially with you. I want to recover the glory and the radiance of the ancient Strength Path. You are a puny coward who is damaging the name of the Strength Path. Come out and accept your death." Li Chang's grave expression immediately relaxed at these words. Fang Yuan explained his purpose for coming clearly. It was directed at Century Boy, and this let his mind slightly relax. "I did not think Lord Little Beast King knew our names." Bao Tong stroked his beard with a satisfied expression. Li Xian laughed darkly and looked at Century Boy with every intention to watch indifferently from the sidelines. Century Boy had become astute with age. His expression immediately sunk when he saw everyone's expressions. Chapter 368, Tearing the Boy Apart. As Fang Yuan scolded over there, Century Boy's chest was burning with anger, thinking, although Little Beast King is strong, the reason he killed Tai Ba Xiu was due to the flying abilities advantage. He is so young. I have eaten more salt than he has eaten rice. As long as I focus on defense and not act recklessly, I will not be in any mortal danger. Being in public, Century Boy could only forcefully keep up a facade. If he avoided battle here, the reputation and fame he worked hard to earn for many years would be ruined at once. But if I really cannot take it, I can still escape back to the cave. There are so many people here at the banquet. Fang Zheng would not dare to barge in. But what truly angers me is, what these people said earlier were nice words, but at the crucial moment, none of them are dependable. Century Boy stared at his godson and goddaughters, feeling upset and disappointed. Speaking of which, among these godsons and daughters of his, only Shui Sensi had the highest cultivation and was the most outstanding among them. But Fang Yuan killed her already. Little Beast King, you are too arrogant and overbearing. Today, I will let you learn that older people are wiser. Century Boy walked out of the cave, screaming furiously at Fang Yuan. He looked like a child, but his tone was old and experienced. It was a weird sight. Cut the crap. Receive my move. Fang Yuan saw Century Boy walk out and laughed coldly, taking a huge step forward, like a tiger descending the mountain, charging forward with a burst of wind. All-out effort go. At once, beast phantoms appeared and caused Fang Yuan's strength to increase sharply. Bam, bam, bam. Sounds of punches and kicks were heavy and continuously. Outside the cave, two Strength Path Masters tangled together. They were close-range fighters. Every attack hit the target as they competed with brute force. After a while, they had battled over 100 steps away. Everywhere they rampaged through, mountain rocks broke, trees toppled, dust and twigs flew in the air. The Gu Masters in the banquet had left the cave, watching the battle. Bitter strength Gu. Fang Yuan gave up on defending. The more injured he got, the more strength he could exert. Moo. Suddenly, there was the sound of a bull cry as a large green bull phantom appeared above his head. This green bull has a huge body, twice the size of an elephant. Its back was raised highly, thick and solid, and full of green moss. This was the mutated beast Kunlun 1 bull, having the same status as Biao, dragon elephant, thunder boar, and rock crocodile. Fang Yuan exerted the strength of a Kunlun bull. This strike was heavy, as the air exploded, emitting a thunderous roar. Century Boy was unable to guard in time, sent flying as his tiny body was like a ball, crashing through more than 10 trees before stopping. He coughed out a mouthful of blood, staring fiercely at Fang Yuan. To think it is the Kunlun bull strength. Little Beast King's strength rose again. Century Boy, I killed your goddaughter Shui Sensi. Didn't you want revenge? Today, I will give you the chance. Fang Yuan smiled mockingly, charging again. Little Beast King, you are too arrogant. Watch this. Century Boy was red with anger, white smoke coming out of his eyebrows. He received Fang Yuan's attack but did not counterattack. Century Boy was a demonic figure who had lived for over 200 years. He had his abilities and many trump cards. When he truly unleashed his strength, Fang Yuan started to feel pressured, on the verge of falling into a disadvantage. Strength Chi Gu. Suddenly, Fang Yuan's shoulder shrugged, and a trace of strength Chi shot out. Thunderboar Phantom entered the strength Chi and turned solid, charging towards Century Boy. Century Boy could only avoid the attack, as Fang Yuan started attacking furiously behind the Thunderboar. Century Boy's counterattack vanished like smoke. Fang Yuan's battle experience became more and more rich, and his mastery of this set of Gu Worm rose. Before, he could not use Strength Chi Gu while attacking at close range, but now after tens of matches, he could coordinate his own body and his beast phantoms perfectly. Thunderboar charged bravely, smashing rocks and mounds along the way. Rock Crocodile was tough, using its tail like a steel whip, and its teeth like razors. It was a ferocious beast. Kunlun Bull had brute force and horn attacks. Its back was like tough mountain rocks. These 3 beast phantoms, once activated, caused Century Boy to feel extremely outpaced as he hurriedly defended himself. Solid beast phantoms were the biggest threat to Century Boy. But after the beast phantom was destroyed, it turned back into a trace of strength Chi. When Fang Yuan activates the strength Chi Gu again, the beast phantom would appear good as new. Thankfully, Little Beast King's 3 beast phantoms can only be unleashed through luck. His all-out effort Gu is still rank 3. It cannot summon these beast phantoms. Century Boy was suppressed by Fang Yuan, but he felt glad secretly. Although Fang Yuan swapped his boar, crocodile, and green bull phantoms to thunderboar, rock crocodile, and Kunlun bull phantoms, it caused his overall strength to rise, but there was weaknesses. His all-out effort Gu was only rank 3. It could not summon these 3 rank 4 phantoms at will. That is, unless Fang Yuan gets the undefeated 100 battles Gu from King Xian's inheritance and raise the all-out effort Gu to rank 4. Godfather's situation is getting worse. Do we strike? Do you want to die? They are fighting so intensely. Before we even join in, we will be turned into meat paste. Strong, way too strong. Among us, only Sky Tiger can contest, but she was killed by Fang Zheng long ago. Do we just watch like this? What are you scared of? Is Godfather so easy to deal with? He has his trump cards left. Outside the cave, Century Boy's godsons and daughters saw the intense battle and were trembling with fear, their limbs turning cold. Century Boy had a tiny body. His fighting style was to find loopholes and dodge everywhere. He liked to aim at crucial areas. When he punches and kicks, it forms an impact. Meanwhile, Fang Yuan attacked directly, punching and kicking, his arms like long spears while his legs were like large poles. At times, he caused explosive sounds when he attacked, giving off a dominating aura. Century Boy was suppressed gradually, and his moving space shrunk. These few months, Fang Yuan had improved in terms of Gu Worms. Not only did he turn Green Bull into Kunlun Bull Phantom, he also finished using Essence Iron Bones Gu, and raised the toughness of his bones again, to about twice or thrice of before. Other than these, he also used the Golden Steel Tendon Gu, turning his body tendons into the hardness of golden steel. Ancient bronze skin, Essence Iron Bones, Golden Steel Tendons, the 3 defenses molded into one, complementing each other as Fang Yuan's defense rose sharply. Combined with the Golden Shield Gu, it was enough to handle the full strength of a rank 4 peak stage Gu master. Century Boy was getting more frightened as he fought. This little beast king, why is he so experienced? I had the lower hand at the start, and I tried to reverse the situation, but I did not succeed once. Is he still a young man? How can such a person be around 20 years old? Century Boy thought about himself when he was 20. Compared to Fang Yuan, he felt that he had lived a dog's life all these years. No, I must retreat. This little beast king cannot be assessed by human standards. No wonder Taiba Xiu died in his hands. Up till now, he has not used the bone wings gu yet. Sentry Boy was suppressed by Fang Yuan, not even able to catch a breath. After thinking about it, he wanted to retreat. He turned his body towards the cave. Sentry Boy, are you afraid? Fang Yuan activated charging crash gu, chasing relentlessly. Sentry Boy, with me here, where do you think you can go? Bai Ningbing suddenly jumped into the battlefield, blocking Sentry Boy's path. Sentry Boy's attention was on Fang Yuan. How would he expect Bai Ningbing to appear right beside him and strike an underhanded move? Caught off guard, he was hit by Bai Ningbing's attack head-on and lost his bearings. Fang Yuan did not give up such a good chance, unleashing a flurry of attacks, and his luck was finally shining as Thunderboar, Rock Crocodile, and Kunlun Bull. The three great phantoms all appeared at once. The great strength surged like a wave, flooding Sentry Boy like the attack of the sea. Sentry Boy did not even manage to scream out before Fang Yuan grabbed both his legs and tore him in half. HHH. Godfather, you died a pitiful death, Lord Sentry Boy. At once, everyone screamed in shock, as blood spewed, bones broke, and organs fell on the ground. Haha, so much for Sentry Boy, you are nothing much. Fang Yuan laughed as he raised his head, showing off an extreme arrogance. Blood poured on his face as he stared at the people in front of him, shouting unhappily. Why are you being so noisy? Sentry Boy ran away at the last moment, timid like a rat. He is a disgrace to the strength path. He deserved death. Suddenly, his expression eased, laughing. Everyone here is a smart person and did not help this shameless rat. Come, let's go in and drink. Li Xian, do you want the information regarding the Three Kings' inheritance? I still have a deal with you. Everyone was shocked, worried, and also curious. Shock was because Fang Yuan was like a demonic god incarnate, killing another famous person and showing off a greater strength. Worry was because Fang Yuan killed people like cutting grass. He had just killed a person. But the next moment he started laughing, talking about life. He did not care about human lives at all. Being with such a person, anyone would feel intense pressure. Curious was because Fang Yuan knew the Three Kings' inheritance's secret and wanted to deal with Li Xian. Could they get some information regarding the Three Kings' inheritance from him? Everyone had a complex thought and could not decide. Fang Yuan walked briskly side by side with Bai Ningbing into the cave. The people blocking the cave subconsciously gave way to them. Fang Yuan stepped into the banquet and sat at the host's seat. This was originally Sentry Boy's seat. All of you sit down. No need to be polite. Whoever dares to leave is not giving me, little beast king, face. Fang Yuan looked at everyone as he threatened fiercely. Rock Lizard Li Chang, Fiery Star Bao Tong, and others were only rank 4 upper stage. They did not dare to speak, although enraged, sitting down. Under the cold silence, everyone looked at each other. Worried that Fang Yuan would start killing again, they could only sit down. Fang Yuan squinted as he showed a smile. Since everyone respects me, I shall give you some benefits. Immediately after, he casually gave an information regarding the life-saving token in the Three Kings' inheritance. Everyone heard it, and their eyes shone, memorizing this information to heart. Chapter 369. Understanding of the demonic path. So there was such a chance at retreating in the Three Kings' inheritance. If I obtain the token, I can move without restraint and wouldn't have to retreat early. Bao Tong lamented. Li Chang took the initiative to raise his wine cup and toasted Fang Yuan. Lord Little Beast King's words are truly worth 1,000 gold. I raise this wine cup to congratulate Sire for killing Sentry Boy, this scum of the strength path. Tea cools down as soon as the person is gone. Li Chang had been talking so closely with Sentry Boy just before, but now the person had been changed to Fang Yuan. He immediately changed his words and called Sentry Boy the scum. Ha ha ha, you flatter me. Fang Yuan, however, did not raise his wine cup, but looked at the godchildren of Sentry Boy and impatiently waved. Today, I have exterminated the source of evil and my mood is also good. So I will give you guys a way out. If you don't want to stay, then get lost. Get lost, get lost. Don't block my view. With Sentry Boy's death, these godsons and goddaughters were already feeling anxious and frightened, and could not help looking at each other when they heard Fang Yuan. What? You want to stay and try to kill me? Fang Yuan indifferently smiled. Immediately, there was an uproar. Many people left awkwardly, and the cave was instantly empty by half. However, among the godchildren of Sentry Boy, some still remained. Lord Fangzheng, you are my benefactor. A godson suddenly kneeled and yelled with tears and snot falling down. I was forced by that bastard Century Boy to take him as father. Lord Little Beast King, your dominance shakes the world, and your aura overwhelms the lands. You have rescued me. You are my great savior. Lord Little Beast King, your power has thoroughly subdued my heart. Please let me stay and serve you. A beautiful goddaughter pleaded alluringly. Lord Little Beast King, you have rescued me from a disaster. I will never forget your great kindness. You have given me new life. Please let me call you Godfather. An old man in his 70s kneeled on the ground and passionately shouted, thump, thump, thump. Immediately, in front of Fang Yuan was a scene of kneeling people. With Century Boy, the head of this group's, death, his force immediately collapsed. Many escaped while a portion looked for an alternative way out and wanted to rely on Fang Yuan. Ha ha ha. Fang Yuan laughed loudly. Your words are really pleasant to the ears. Good, good. The group of godchildren immediately showed a joyous expression. However, Fang Yuan's smile suddenly stopped as he turned grim. He shouted, a group of bootlickers. Killing is killing, crime is crime. Why are you speaking of great kindness? I scorn this type of hypocritical praise. I like killing people. I like committing crimes. Listen, how direct is this? How pure is it? Screw off, you lot. If you want to take revenge, then accumulate your strength. I will wait for you to challenge me. The godchildren were shocked, frightened, and stupefied. Fang Yuan snorted, and with a shift of his mind, a beast phantom charged forward, killing one person on the spot. The rest seemed to have startled awake. Screams could be heard as they hurried to escape from the cave in a pathetic state and even pissed themselves. The remaining Gu masters all had unsightly looks. Fang Yuan was very temperamental and easily killed people, causing the people around him to feel great pressure. Although Century Boy was hateful, he was many times more lovable when compared to Fang Yuan. Only Bai Ningbing's expression was tranquil as water. She was sitting on the left of Fang Yuan with her blue eyes half closed. Li Chang had been raising his wine cup and still had not placed it down. Right now, he forgot his embarrassment and forcefully smiled. Lord Little Beast King, when cutting grass, you need to pull out the roots. You have let these people go. What if one day they make it big? Just to be safe, it is better to kill them all. Lord Little Beast King, it doesn't matter if you don't remember these people. I have memorized their faces. I will kill them in place of you as my thanks for the information you gave. No need, no need. Fang Yuan leaned back on his chair and indifferently smiled. He had his own reasons for letting these people go, but it could not be said out loud. Thinking for a while, Fang Yuan said, since I started walking on the demonic path, I have never feared offending others. As long as I continue to get stronger, what is revenge? If 10 people wants revenge, I will kill 10. If 100 people wants revenge, I will kill 100. If the whole world wants revenge, I will exterminate the whole world. If someone succeeds in taking revenge against me, that will mean that I am not strong enough, that I didn't try hard enough, and that I neglected my cultivation. I deserve to die then. A terrifying light flickered in Fang Yuan's eyes as he said this, and when he swept his gaze around, he was like an evil, ferocious beast that no one dared to match his gaze. Little Beast King is ruthless to others, but is even more ruthless to himself. This Fang Zhang's demonic nature is too strong. Not fearing revenge, not fearing death, placing his own life and death out of his considerations. Fang Zhang is crazy, his mind is not normal. Making an enemy out of him will be a nightmare. Everyone that heard Fang Yuan felt their hearts go cold. Fang Yuan succeeded in intimidating everyone and did not take it too far, and smiled. Let's drink. Everyone raised their wine cups with trembling hands. They felt like they were accompanying a man-eating tiger and were in danger. The originally fine wine felt tasteless, but following immediately. Fang Yuan again talked of 3 kings' inheritance and revealed many secrets. Everyone was engrossed. Their breathing started becoming rough in excitement as they listened to the secrets. Only Li Xian was worried and bewildered. What is this little beast king planning? He is actually revealing such precious information. What is he after? The banquet lasted over 2 hours. Fang Yuan killed Century Boy and occupied his cave, even taking charge of the banquet. While others wanted more secrets, they felt their trip was not in vain. When they got out of the cave, they even felt reluctant to leave and wanted to listen to even more news from the cave entrance. As for the original host of the banquet, Century Boy, his torn corpse was still on the ground, and its blood had already seeped into the ground. The deathly white bones gave a cold shine under the moonlight. Everyone chatted and laughed, and as they walked past the corpse, no one threw a glance at this loser. This was the ending of the defeated in the demonic path. Losers are always in the wrong. All demonic Gu masters, more or less, had such a common understanding. Light rain fell from the sky and made pitter-patter sounds. The sky was gloomy and the wind blew coldly. The light rain fell on a young girl's hair, shoulders, back, and finally, her whole body. Young Master Ruan Nan, the dead cannot be brought back. My condolences to you. The head of Tai Clan's 4 old-timers stood behind the girl and persuaded her with a concerned voice. But the girl did not speak. The eyes that were as bright as stars before lost its spirit and looked hollow. There was no longer a resolute and sharp gaze. Tai Ruan looked at the tombstones in front of her in a daze. These tombstones were cut from the mountain stones, and the names of the ones that slept under were carved on them. Tai Mu, Tai Daoku, Tai Xianhua, Tai Aokai, Tai Ba Xiu, each of these names could relate to the brightest and most profound memories in the depths of Tai Ruannan's heart. However, the companions who walked alongside her and fought side by side had become cold corpses within the ground. Similar to Tai Ruannan's heart, they would never have a trace of warmth. It is I who harmed you. I didn't fulfill the duty of a leader. You all died, but I am alive by myself. I am a coward. This is all a nightmare. Father, I have blemished your name. Tai Ruannan fell into deep self-blame. Besides this, there were also regret and bewilderment. This genius worked hard to climb up after experiencing her father's death, and was like a slowly ascending star of the righteous path who received blessings and attention of countless people. But in the battle several months ago, Fang Yuan personally dropped this star into the abyss. She became a meteorite that smashed into a gloomy corner and was full of cracks. Sai, the head of the Tai clan's 4 old-timers, Tai Xianxi, looked at the thin and weak figure of the young girl in the rain and heaved out a long sigh. However, right at this time, an aged voice suddenly came from behind him. It has been several months already. This child Ruan Nan is still like this. Tai Xianxi was startled and frightened. Who was it? They got so near, but he did not sense it at all. At that instant, the hair on his body stood up, and he turned around quickly and subconsciously tried to attack. However, a wizened hand softly touched his shoulder, and a voice followed at the same time. Xianxi, compose yourself. Tai Xianxi immediately felt his whole body turn stiff. The surging primeval sea in his aperture was suppressed by a formidable and formless force. It was like a high mountain had suddenly been suppressed. The grand head of the Tai clan's 4 old-timers, the rank 4 upper stage Tai Xianxi, could not budge even a bit at this moment. His whole body seemed to be confined like an insect trapped within amber. But when he saw the appearance of the person, Tai Xianxi's terror and despair immediately turned into ecstasy. "Ah, old clan leader." Tai Xianxi blurted out. The wizened old man who was standing in front of him was Tai clan's previous generation clan leader, Tai Mubai. I have already abdicated as clan leader. Now I am also not an elder, Xianxi. You can just call me Mubai. The old man gently waved his hand and smiled. Impossible. How could Junior dare to call your great name? Tai Xianxi bowed his back deeply and greeted the old man respectfully. Towards the old man in front of him, Tai Xianxi was filled with reverence and admiration. Name is only a name. The name Tai Mubai was meant to be used. There is nothing inappropriate. The old man spoke calmly. The vicissitudes of life were reflected in his eyes, and he had already seen through fame and fortune. Tai Xianxi wanted to speak, but the old man slightly waved his hand and walked forward slowly toward Tai Ruannan. He stood in front of the tombstones with his back facing Tai Ruannan. He then gently caressed the steel and sighed. Tai clansmen are buried at the place they die. This is the rule of Tai clans since it was established. Do you know why? Tai Ruannan was still kneeling on the ground and showed no expression, as if she did not hear anything. The old man continued, because to Tai clansmen, dying in the battlefield is the greatest honor. Tai Ba Xiu, Tai Mu, Tai Daoku, Tai Xianhua, Tai Aokai, these people were the same. Your father Tai Shueleng was also the same. In the future when I die, it will also be the same. And when you die, it will still be the same. Chapter 370, The Glory of Tai Clan. Tai Ruannan's eyes twitched, and she slowly raised her head to look at this unacquainted but very familiar old man. Our Tai clan, since it was established, had been world-renowned for our bravery, unswerving determination, and our iron-cold justice. For many generations, Tai clansmen had been upholding justice and striking down on criminals. In this course, countless people have shed blood and sacrificed their lives. The youths that have died here won't be the first and also won't be the last. Do you understand? The old man continued. Tai Ruannan slightly opened her mouth as if to say something but could not speak anything. I am gratified because these people did not die in vain. But I also feel disappointed because you are living in vain. Tai Ruan Nan, do you know the criminal is still out there, getting away with his crimes, and still harming people? That little beast King Fang Zhang. Tai Mubai paused here and then turned around and looked at Tai Ruan Nan, indifferently asking, do you want to uphold justice? Tai Ruan Nan looked at this old man and finally recognized his identity. Tai Mubai, rank 5 peak stage. Tai clan's previous generation clan leader, he moved unhindered in southern border and had dominated a region. When he was reigning, Tai clan was like an iron bucket that pressed down on Wu clan, Shang clan, and other great clans and became one of the heads of the righteous path, causing terror to the demonic path. Tai Ruan Nan's deathly still eyes suddenly twinkled with a spark, and she squeezed out a word with her hoarse voice. Yes. Good. The old man nodded, his gaze gentle and his tone as calm as before. Starting now, I will impart the metal path to you, the Gu path that our Tai clan's Gu masters used to stand on top of southern border. 8 days later, 3 kings' inheritance opened once again. Red, yellow, and blue. 3 enormous light pillars pierced through the clouds and were visible even from thousands of miles away. However, Sancha Mountain was a scene of stillness with no sound. Regardless of righteous path or demonic path, countless people looked at the peak. There, a seemingly ordinary wizened old man with grizzled hair and wrinkles all over his face was standing calmly with his hands behind his back, not far from him. Ihua, Kong Ri Tian, Long Qing Tian, Yi Chong, and Wu Shintong had dark expressions. Just a moment ago, this old man suppressed the combined power of these 5. He defeated them with no difficulty. Powerful, truly powerful. Tai Mubai, Tai clan's previous generation clan leader, was actually still alive. Too fearsome. Is this the power of rank 5 peak stage? Ihua, Kong Ri Tian, and others simply cannot compare. It would be as easy as crushing ants for him to kill us. Who could have expected Tai clan to actually send their old clan leader? With this, Shang clan, Wu clan, and every other clans are not Tai clan's match. This is an expert of the old generation. Little Beast King is not worthy to even carry his shoes. In those days, when he moved unhindered in southern border, under his command, Tai clan gained powerful momentum and even suppressed Wu clan and almost became the sole head of righteous path. He is one of the most powerful clan leaders in Tai clan history. He is the glory of Tai clan, a role model of the righteous path and the symbol of justice. His battle accomplishment shines brilliantly and hasn't lost its color even today. After a short moment of silence, there was an uproar on Sancha Mountain, sounds of admiration, cheers, and terror. With Tai Mubai's appearance, the power structure on Sancha Mountain completely changed. 3 days later, news made its way out. Originally, divine thief Lu Zuanfeng caused havoc in Tai clan and secretly infiltrated demonic suppression tower multiple times, in the end disturbing Tai Mubai, who had closed himself in cultivation. Tai Mubai personally struck, and even though Lu Zuanfeng was a famous divine thief and also a rank 5 Gu master, he received serious injuries and had a very narrow escape. After Tai clan settled this, their gaze gathered at Sancha Mountain. Tai Ba Shou's death angered all Tai clan higher-ups. And just as they were about to send an expert over to reinforce the 4 old-timers, Tai Mubai said he was going to personally make a visit. He came to Sancha Mountain, and with his absolute strength, he easily prevailed over the experts of both righteous and demonic path. Even experts at the level of Ihua and Kong Ri Tian had to concede defeat. From this day onwards, no demonic Gu master may enter 3 kings' inheritance. Tai Mubai stood at the peak of the mountain, and after winning over the 5 rank 4 peak stage Gu masters, he immediately made the announcement. With just himself, he swept up all the demonic Gu masters on Sancha Mountain. Demonic Gu masters were very angry. However, even though they were thousands in number, they did not dare to rebel against the rank 5 peak stage Tai Mubai, this supreme expert who stood at the peak of the mortal world. On that day, Kong Ri Tian and Long Qing Tian directly left the mountain with dark expressions. Then, Li Xian, Hu Meier, and others also left sadly. The laws of the heaven are vast. Justice will prevail. Even if 3 kings' inheritance is a demonic path inheritance, it will contribute its strength to our righteous path. Everyone, as long as we unite, sparks will gather little by little into a bright light that will cover the whole Sancha Mountain. And no longer will there be dark places. Tai Mubai spoke sincerely, then slowly stepped into the 3 kings' inheritance. There were huge cheers all around Sancha Mountain. Righteous Path's morale was boosted to the top. The congratulatory sounds continued endlessly like waves after wave. This time, the opening of the 3 kings' inheritance lasted for more than half a month. Taimu Bai changed the power structure of Sancha Mountain by himself, uniting the righteous path and banishing the demonic path, causing the situation to have a violent change. The aged body seemed to manifest the domineering aura of the former clan leader of Tai clan. Demonic path figures were all banished. They were still not resigned and thus stayed at the surroundings of Sancha Mountain and watched as the three light pillars became thinner and thinner. After the inheritance closed, Taimu Bai held a banquet and invited all righteous path Gu masters. The banquet was held in the outdoors and was spread over a vast area in the middle of the mountain. The Gu masters used mountain rocks as tables and chairs. The aroma of wine and food spread everywhere, and they cheered and laughed. Junior Iwa proposes a toast to Senior. Iwa stood up with a wine cup in his hands and bowed deeply towards Taimu Bai, who was sitting on the main seat. In the few great clans, Shang clan always had talents appearing in large numbers. I heard Shang Yinfei has already become the clan leader now? He had outstanding talent since young. You were also not bad. Take a seat. Taimu Bai said with a bit of recollection. With his seniority, Shang Yinfei was also a junior. With his rank 5 peak stage cultivation, even though Shang Yinfei had astonishing talent, he was still inferior. Iwa could only nod his head and slowly sit down, heaving a sigh inwardly. With Taimu Bai's arrival, his plan to rule Sancha Mountain was already cut at its root. He was unable to catch up to this expert of the old generation and simply did not have any chance of contending with him. Old clan leader Tai, on behalf of E-clan, I congratulate you on coming out of seclusion. E-clan's elder Chong had a fiery temperament, but he behaved like an obedient grandson in front of Taimu Bai. Gu immortals always stayed in the background and their traces were rarely seen. To most of the people, rank 4 Gu masters were feudal lords while rank 5 Gu masters were the emperors that occupied the peak of the mortal world. Taimu Bai coming here was an emperor going on an inspection tour. These feudal lords could only bend their backs and visit the emperor for an audience. Old clan leader Tai, you are the glory of our southern border's righteous path and are still awe-inspiring as ever. With one sentence, you made all the demonic bastards retreat helplessly, making us juniors prostrate in admiration. Unfortunately, that little bastard Feng Yuan escaped pretty fast, escaping Sancha Mountain few days before you came. Wu Shintong said darkly, you were talking about Little Beast King, right? Taimu Bai indifferently smiled without a hint of anger. This little kid is outstanding. I heard his accomplishments are rather amazing. He worked hard alone and started from nothing to become a rising star of the demonic path at a rapid speed. He seems impulsive and unreasonable, but actually makes his moves after meticulous planning and is very good at scheming. It was not groundless for the several youths of Tai clan to die by his hands. Taimu Bai continued. His words shocked everyone present. As the victim's family, the old Tai clan leader whose dignity was offended was actually praising his enemy in front of everyone. This old clan leader Tai was rumored to have a fiery temperament with extreme abhorrence of evil. How come he seems to be different from the rumors, and instead is so cultured and indifferent to humiliation? Wu Shintong was inwardly surprised and was just about to speak when he met with Taimu Bai's gaze. The gaze contained the vicissitude of time and had unfathomable depth. A wisdom that had seen through and experienced all of the mortal world. Wu Shintong immediately felt his schemes had been seen through by this gaze. Cold sweat dripped out of his body, and he found it difficult to speak. Do you find it strange? Taimu Bai looked around and slowly spoke with a smile. Why am I, who is called the glory of Tai clan, openly praising the mortal enemy of Tai clan? Praising one's enemy is increasing the enemy's prestige and diminishing one's morale. But in truth, how could the will of those resolute people be destroyed by these few words? By admiring your enemies, you can find their strong points and warn yourself of your weak points, and treat your enemy more seriously. Don't let your wisdom be deceived by hatred. Tai Ruan Nan, who was standing behind Taimu Bai, shivered as she heard these words. She knew old clan leader Taimu Bai was saying this mostly to her. After Taimu Bai came out of inheritance, he had been guiding her all the time. He gave her metal pathgu worms and taught her his experiences in using them, and also gave her knowledge on the outside world. Don't let your wisdom be deceived by hatred. Admire your enemies. Tai Ruan Nan thought over these words and pondered. Ruan Nan. What do you think of Feng Zheng? Taimu Bai suddenly called her. Yes. Tai Ruan Nan took a step forward and reported. Although I hate him very much, I have no choice but to admit Feng Zheng is very outstanding. He has the courage to take risks and also moves after scheming. Although he is a strength pathgu master, he definitely has a formidable and extraordinary investigative method. This point can be seen from how he was able to intercept us. The path Elder Taiba Xiao and I chose was a very hidden path. We were able to deceive everyone else, but only Fang Zheng was able to sense it and accurately intercept us. Old clan leader, you secretly arrived at Sancha Mountain and no one knew of it, but only Fang Zheng sensed it and escaped early. Little Beast King might be at the front of the limelight, but he conceals himself very deep and is absolutely not a person to be underestimated. Good analysis. Taimubai nodded, his eyes revealing his praise. He continued, in this world, there is a thing that is more precious than life. That is glory. Eons ago, Renzu's eldest son Verdant Great Son gave up his life while chasing for glory. Ruan Nan, this Fang Zheng is a mission for you. Arrest him or kill him. Wash away your humiliation and make it a glory that belongs to you. Many people call me the glory of Tai Clan, but I will tell you Tai Clan's glory is not just me alone, but you guys, generations of people who stand for what's right. Taimu Bai's gaze looked at everyone present when he said this, his voice showing the grandeur of past. Similarly, the glory of righteous path should be upheld by every one of us. Come, drink this cup to shine the glory of righteousness onto the world. Let the radiance of this sun dispel the darkness and let the demonic path cease to exist. Dispel the darkness. Let the demonic path cease to exist. All the righteous Pathku masters raised their wine cups and shouted together. Their voices were powerful and spread a long distance. Countless demonic paths figures' expressions changed. Damn it, this Taimubai, the glory of Tai Clan. Time has not been able to wash away his brilliance. Really a terrifying character. He is dazzling like the sun. Sigh, him coming out of seclusion is the bad luck of our demonic path.